I've had my hips and my knees replaced to dance. Honey, there's $2 million in these pants. I'm glad I'm not young anymore.
Please welcome Emmy, Tony, and Academy Award winner Liza Minnelli.
Really happy to be here.
I'm happy to have you here.
I want to just ask you if you would do something with me.
Okay.
Tony, hit it.
Mark that off of one of my craziest dreams. I've done it now. I've danced with Liza. I am such a huge fan, and I feel like we've met, but I don't think we have. But
I feel like we know each other.
But I just, you know, I could watch Arthur over and over and over again. You were so amazing in Arthur.
Thank you. Definitely great. Thank you.
Everything, but a huge fan.
Oh, yeah.
It's just, and now with this re-release of Liza with a Z, and just huge, great reviews.
Well, it was like, I'm a collector. So to find a piece of film or a lost song, I'll go to a phone booth in the Valley. Mm-hmm. I don't care. And I forgot I owned Liza with a Z. And then Michael Eric, my friend, said, I'd like to work on it a little. And he's a wonderful editor. So they blew it up from 16 to 35. And then the marvelous people at Showtime, Bob Greenblatt, really helped me. And Craig Zaden and Neil Marin.
They're great.
And it's because of them that a lost Fosse piece has really been found.
That's amazing. They did Chicago, right? Didn't they do that as well? They're fantastic. No, it looks fabulous. You know, and what is that like for you to look at that again, like when you were working on it? Was it just so much fun, or?
Well, I said, well, how are you doing with the show? And he said, Michael Eric said, well, why don't you take a look? So I go into this screening room, there's this huge screen, and I come out in that red dress, and I said, holy Toledo, there's not a bra within 500 miles of me. You know, it was the close of the day, you know?
Yeah.
But it was still that time, if you went on Ed Sullivan or anything, they'd put a big flower in your bosom if too much was showing, you know. Halston took it out.
Really?
Yeah.
But Halston, who was not that well known at the time, right? Started designing
it was the beginning of a lot of us. You know?
It's a huge time. And then that was also very risque. You were wearing pantsuits, which women were not wearing.
You couldn't get into restaurants.
Really? With a pantsuit on?
You couldn't.
God, I would never have eaten.
If you'd have been with me, we'd have figured it out.
Yeah. But really, people looked at it as weird that a woman was wearing a pantsuit.
Well, luckily, the coats were cut a little bit longer, and I just went in and took off the pants.
Really?
Yeah, why not? They wouldn't let me in. I'm hungry.
Did you take off your pants, really?
Well, I had underwear on.
Oh, okay. Well, then that's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
And then you're on the cover of Time, and you win an Oscar for Cabaret the same year, a year after, or?
Same year.
Yeah, that's not much on. I mean, you talk about, that's not much on for the cover of Time. That must have been risque to have, you know, to have that on the cover of Time. Did you get a lot of controversial conversation about that?
Yeah, in fact, the top was Bob Fosse's tuxedo. And he didn't like the costume that was made for the number. It was kind of boring, you know? And he said, put this on. And they pinned it on me, put some pants on me, threw some sequins at my crotch. Put the long stockings and said, you're on, go. And I just trusted him so, you know, he was so good, thank God.
I'm still trying to figure out throwing the sequins at your crotch. That's how he created outfits? He
That's
just,
right.
go!
And be good.
Yeah. Well, it makes you dance, I guess, if you have sequins all over you. So,
It made me dance.
So I can't get over this. You just turned 60. You've had 2 hip replacements, is that right? 2? And knee surgery.
Oh, yeah.
A whole replacement of a knee?
Oh, yes. I've had surgery on both of them.
Wow. And you're doing fantastic. You're walking around like you'd never know that.
Well, I have a little surprise for you.
Again?
Later.
Oh, really?
That I planned because I am such a fan of yours.
Well, thank
and
you.
you're so good. You're just great.
Thank you.
And we all know it.
Yeah.
So, don't we?
So there's a surprise? All right.
Yeah.
Can we go? Let's go to commercial.
Okay, I'm
All right. We're going to take a commercial, and I'm going to get some oxygen. And
Yeah, me too. I'm nervous.
Are you nervous?
Oh, yes. I don't know why. I'm
Yeah.
so impressed.
Well, thank you. Well, I'm nervous about what I have to do later on, but
what do you have to do later on?
I'll show you. But I'm excited to have you here. We have to take a
Okay.
break. We'll be right back. Back, Liza Minnelli. All right. So I have some more things to ask you before your surprise, I think.
Okay.
All right, because I wish we had more time, but I just want to ask you a few more questions, because it's so amazing. I was looking at these pictures today. This is, you know, of course, Judy Garland is your mom, and this is, how old was she? When she
I was
had you?
born?
Yeah.
22.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Look how young. And what did she teach you about, what did she tell you about kind of handling fame?
She was very funny, and nobody knows that because they didn't see her like that. And I would always say, Mama, why don't they know you're funny? And she'd say, it's not their business to know I'm funny. I make them, I cry, I sing Over the Rainbow, they cry, okay? So your job, if you go into this ridiculous business, is to do the best job you can and then go get a hamburger. And forget about all this.
Forget about what people think.
Sorry. You know.
Yeah. It's great advice if you can listen to it and do it. It's hard to not let stuff, because people do decide who you are and make up stuff, and it's hard to let go of that stuff.
Yeah, but you know something? You said it. Was 60 day before yesterday, right?
Yeah.
I have decided I can rewrite my life any way I want to. It's my life. So some of the things that really used to bother me, I have rewritten in my mind so that I see the funny points, so that I know how to use them to take off from instead of letting something, you know, get me down.
That's great. That's what I think we all should do.
And it's our responsibility. Nobody will do it for you.
Yeah. Yep. Every moment we have a choice to go in a certain direction, every
Yes.
single moment. But, all right, so what is the surprise you have for me?
Well, I've written a little something. You know, my dad directed Gigi, right?
Yeah.
And there was a song in Gigi. It was called I'm Glad I'm Not Young Anymore.
Uh-huh.
So on the way over, I called my friend Sam Harris, who is going to be on the wonderful new show. He's such a talented kid. And I said, help me, I have an idea. So between the two of us, dear Ellen, these are my thoughts on my age. My form is no longer fit and flat, but I got what's now a tit for tat. I'm glad I'm not young anymore. I've had my hips and my knees replaced to dance. Honey, there's $2 million in these pants. I'm glad I'm not young anymore. They've said I'm needy. They've cast me tragedy bound. But get this, sweetie, I plan on being renowned for hanging around. I don't even blink each time I see a 7-foot drag queen dressed like me. I've never been so comfortable before. Oh, I'm so glad that I'm not young anymore.
Thank you.
honey.
Thank you so much. Thank you, baby. Liza with a Z airs April 1st on Showtime, and the DVD box set will be released April 4th. Everybody in the audience is getting a copy today. When we come back, we're going to make somebody's crazy dream come true.